All right, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we are live. We are live right now on YouTube. We're going to be getting the Rumble show back up operational tomorrow. So right now we are only on YouTube at the moment. Thank you all for tuning in. This is the second time we've gone live today. This morning we went live really early in the morning. They caught Charlie Kirk's assassin. Thank God for that. He had been roaming free for 30 hours, or I think they said specifically 33 hours, kind of weird. And so now, this evening, in about 30 minutes, Charlie Kirk's wife, Erika Kirk, is going to be giving a public address, a national address. She's going to be speaking and giving her thoughts, maybe an update on the entire situation. I guess we don't know exactly, specifically what she's going to say. But this is why we're going live this evening, folks. And of course, there's some other stuff to talk about. We have more information about this assassin, this shooter. More information is increasingly coming out. We're going to talk about the ongoing reaction from the far left, a lot of the misinformation that's been going around, a lot of the lies, propaganda that's being spread. We have some more information from the Utah State Governor. Governor Cox is his name. We're going to hear from him a little bit. So we do have about a half hour until Erika Kirk speaks. So this is what it says here. Erika Kirk, the wife of Charlie Kirk, will be speaking publicly for the first time since his murder at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. This was her, of course, a couple days ago. Look at that. You know what she's doing. I'll tell you, folks, listen, hey, this is going to be a tough broadcast to get through. This is going to be a very... I'm not even an emotional guy. Really, I'm not. I'm not. But man, it's been a very emotional couple days. It's been a very difficult couple days. I think for anybody that has a heart, for anybody that has a shred or an ounce of empathy, it's been a difficult couple of days. Now, obviously, as we've all seen, there are a lot of people in this country that don't have empathy, that do not have a heart, that do not, maybe, I'm not going to say they don't have a soul. Maybe that's a little bit much, but man, the state of their soul is pretty bad. Their souls are in pretty bad shape. I think it's fair to say that. Not that they don't have one, though. I think everybody has one. But there is a little bit of a soul crisis in this country. A lot of people have just totally given themselves over to evil. And we've talked about that a lot. But what is she doing here as she's driving? She's in tears. She's dangling her cross, her necklace, her cross out of the car, showing everybody what it's all about for her. And so she's going to be speaking tonight. This post here specifically says, pray for her strength. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to put this on you folks. If your spouse was murdered, assassinated 48 hours ago, would you be able to go in front of a crowd? Hundreds of thousands of people, maybe millions of people around the world are going to tune into this broadcast tonight. They're going to hear what she has to say. Could you get up there and give a speech and give an update? I don't know if I could. Now, this is the official post here. These are the official details. Mrs. Erika Kirk is going to make her first public address. Her live remarks September 12th, 8:15 p.m. Public statement to the press following the suspect's arrest. And so I think they're going to be streaming this on all of the Turning Point USA official channels, YouTube, X, Rumble. So we're going to find one of those. We're going to tune into this. She is going to be speaking. You know what I should do? I should set a little time so some of you guys know here. I'll make a little note at the top of the screen. Erika Kirk speaking at 8:15 p.m. EST. So if people are tuning in here, they can see that up there. So we are pretty close to this. I went live about a half hour before because there is some stuff I want to talk about. We're going to bounce around a little bit here. Let's talk about some of the misinformation that has been getting spread over the last couple days, really over the last, 10 hours. This guy was apprehended, was captured about 10 hours ago. We did a live broadcast. We did coverage of that this morning. Now we're back today. And in that time frame, there has been a concerted effort. There's been a concerted effort to push this narrative, this fake news propaganda baloney bullcrap narrative that the shooter is a diehard Trump voter. This is what all the far left radicals are saying. Everybody left of center, all the Democrats are saying. It's a Trump voter. Guess what? It's another case of a violent young white man using a gun, a firearm. This is why we have to ban all of the guns. And he killed one of his own. He killed Charlie Kirk, really. Yeah, except that literally every piece of evidence suggests otherwise. Actually, not only suggests otherwise, every single piece of evidence we have, it confirms otherwise. This guy, on his shell casings, on his bullets, he was engraving furry and transgender ideology stuff. Gay, furry, transgender rhetoric was etched on the side of his bullets. On one of his bullets, he actually etched in, "Hey, fascist, catch this. Catch this, fascist." Like he's throwing the bullet at Charlie Kirk. The insinuation being that Charlie Kirk is a fascist. Obviously, that is ridiculous. I made a post here earlier today. I want you guys to, I'm going to read this off because I think it is very pertinent. I said, "They're not killing us because we are fascists. They're calling us fascists so that they can kill us." You need to understand the dynamic. They're not killing us because they genuinely believe we are fascists. They are calling us fascists so that they can try to get away with killing us. That is what is going on here. That is the dynamic at hand. That is the dynamic at play. Just to make that very clear. And so the bullet itself, the one that was, I think the one that was used to actually kill Charlie Kirk, the shell or the casing, whatever the proper term is, it said, hey, fascist, catch this. And so anyway, this image I had up here, you're seeing this concerted effort from the left to push this narrative that this young man, this assassin, this demon, is a Trump supporter, that he's a MAGA supporter. Even though he just got done assassinating one of MAGA's or Trump's biggest voices, one of the biggest conservative voices in the country. We have testimony from his parents and his friends now, this is coming out in the news, that over the last couple of months, just over the last couple of months, this young man, he went to college, he's going to university, and within just like 3, 4, 5 months, he gets totally indoctrinated by this left-wing communist critical race theory bullshit. He was raised in a, as far as I know, Mormon, conservative, Utah, Republican voting family. Both his parents, I believe, are veterans, maybe law enforcement officers. Anyway, he's from a red family. But they sent him off to college. They sent him off to one of these progressive indoctrination centers that we call universities these days. And within 4 or 5 months, his entire upbringing by his good, noble parents, they're noble people as far as I can tell, we'll talk about that here in a minute, was flipped on its head. And he got it twisted, and then he became a violent assassin, far-left radical. So I want to show you something. This image here was posted by one of the biggest accounts on the entire website. It's called Anonymous. This is the original image. This is him. This is a real picture of him, the assassin. This massive left-leaning anti-Trump account photoshopped it, made it look like he's a Trump voter, photoshopped, used AI maybe to generate a Trump logo, an American flag on this guy's shirt. This is fake. This is real. This is fake. To make it seem like he's a diehard Trump voter. He's not. It's fake. But millions of people have now seen this. And it's all types of stuff like this. This is one such example. But the amount of misinformation and bullcrap and lies and propaganda that is being spread around today is just absolutely sickening. So the reason I bring this up is I'm telling you folks, watch out for that. There is just an insane amount of fake news The forces of evil are still at work. The forces of evil did not give up when they successfully killed Charlie Kirk. The forces of evil are still at work. The fight is ongoing against these people. In fact, in a lot of ways, maybe the fight is just getting going. It's terrible, the stuff I've seen all over social media. Now, one little light amongst the darkness, there is a website called charliesmurderers.com where thousands and thousands of people have been able to make a submission, to submit proof and evidence and documentation of Americans across the country that are supporting and cheering and advocating for more political violence. If you have a loved one or a friend or a family member, whatever, a coworker who is celebrating the fact that Charlie Kirk was assassinated, there is a website. You take a photo of that, take a screenshot, take a picture, upload it to the website, and there's a massive catalog being formed, sending all evidence of radicals who are celebrating Charlie Kirk's murder to expose, so you can expose these people. Already over the last day and a half, thousands and thousands and thousands of these insane, unhinged, violent, far-left radicals have already lost their jobs. People are losing their jobs in mass across the country because they thought it would be funny. They thought they'd get away with it, with celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, with celebrating violence, political violence in this country. They were wrong. A lot of people are getting fired, and we're seeing this pop up all over the place. The owner of the website said, "We can no longer tolerate political violence. If someone you know is celebrating or glorifying the murder of Charlie Kirk, report it. They are a public threat and shouldn't be employed in healthcare, education, or government. No more American lives can be lost to Antifa." Listen, not just healthcare, education, government, anywhere. If you're working at McDonald's, I want you fired. Listen, if the fry cook in the back in the McDonald's kitchen, whoever's back there flipping hamburgers, if that individual is celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, fired also. They got to be shut down also, all of it. That's my opinion. I saw it today. Now we've got links coming out that Tyler Robinson, the shooter, the assassin, allegedly has ties to multiple Antifa Discord servers. These are private chat servers, chat rooms, online chat rooms. That information is starting to come out. He went off to college. He was a good young Mormon, young conservative Mormon boy, goes off to university, gets propagandized, gets his mind manipulated, becomes a violent Antifa radical, and assassinates Charlie Kirk. Seems like that's the case also here. So, folks, right now, Erika Kirk is going to be coming on out here and talking to us in 17 minutes. We have some news regarding this assassin. Charlie Kirk's killer has been charged by the state of Utah with aggravated murder, setting him up for a death penalty. Bring it forth. Death penalty. Per the documents obtained. This is in addition to the pending federal charges, which also carry the death penalty. We've got state charges, we've got federal charges, death penalty. Listen, you know, you've got a lot of people that have been sitting on death row for 27 years. I've been on death row for 29 years, 17 years, whatever. And it just never happens. Yeah, I killed 100 people and I blew up a hospital and I've been on death row for 17 years. Ha ha ha. You see that many such cases. They're kicking the can down the road. Listen, we need to have swift justice. In this case, listen, I don't want this guy. Okay, he's convicted, he's got the death penalty, and then he ends up sitting in a prison cell until the day he dies for another 80 years. Swift justice. The swift hand of justice must come crashing down on this individual. Fast track. That's what I'm saying. Fast track it. We've got the federal charges and the state charges. Information about everything that unfolded yesterday. I want to read this with you folks. The FBI strategically delayed their press conference last night. Remember when they did that? We were sitting here saying, hey, where'd the press conference go? Well, now we know why. The FBI strategically delayed their press conference last night for several hours in order to, quote, smoke out Charlie Kirk's killer following critical witness interviews per the FBI. The FBI intercepted the suspect's cell phone pings and established a trail prior to press conference, which caused the suspect's father to turn in his son shortly thereafter. That's new. I'm going to finish reading this. I don't give you my thoughts here. Robinson was taken into custody 250 miles away from where he killed Kirk. This was a hugely successful operation by the FBI and the Utah Authority, taking the assailant into custody within just 33 hours. A mere fraction of the time it took previous FBI to track down the Boston bomber and Luigi Mangione. Great work. Okay, so I had heard the narrative so far that, yeah, so his dad had turned him in. This young evil man's father turned him in. This post here makes it sound like the father only turned him in because the FBI was getting close, or what? I think that's probably not the case. What I have read throughout the day, as more news has come out, is that the father kind of figured out on his own that the son was the killer, and then the father called up his religious figure, his pastor, that's not the right word. Somebody's going to correct me in the chat. It's been a long couple days. His minister. The father called up his minister and said, "Minister, what do I do? I'm having a crisis here. Minister, what do I do? I need guidance. I think my son is the killer. I think my son is the man that killed Charlie Kirk. What do I do? Please guide me." And so presumably the minister said, "Listen, you got to do the right thing. You got to turn him in." And so that's what he did. And so the father got a hold of the FBI. Bishop. And so anyway, so the father turned him in here. And I'll tell you what, I've seen, every time there's a situation like this, you see some people say, well, the son only turned out this way because he had terrible parents. It's really the parents' fault also. Guys, I don't think that's always the case. Maybe sometimes that's the case. I don't think that's always the case. In this situation, I don't think it's the case. In fact, I need to give credit to this father. I need to applaud this father, because this father probably made one of the hardest decisions that you could conceivably have to make as a father ever. Consider a harder decision. Think about this. Your son has assassinated Charlie Kirk. Everybody across the nation is calling for the death sentence. The president of the United States, Donald Trump, is calling for the death sentence. You know your son did it. You know your son pulled the trigger here. And when you turn him in, you are signing your son's death warrant. You're turning your son in because he committed a terrible act. And you know that by doing so, your son is going to die. But the justice has to be brought. Man, I do not envy that man. But I applaud him. I give him credit for making the right decision, because that was one hell of a decision. That was a tough thing to do. I can't even imagine. You know your son is going to die. We're moving on here. The authorities here, hold up. This is a message from Utah Governor Spencer Cox. He's been given more information all day. He was on Fox News. We actually have 2 clips from him. Take a look at this.
Do authorities believe that Tyler Robinson acted alone?
Yeah, yes, Brett. They're very confident right now. Obviously, the investigation is ongoing. They're still following every lead. We appreciate the public who has reached out, but every piece of evidence we have so far makes it very clear that the assassin acted alone.
So I saw you read.
He acted alone. Now, what I've read here is that after the fact, after the assassination was carried out, he messaged a friend of his, "Hey, can you go pick up the gun? I had to drop the gun and leave the gun behind. Hey, can you go pick it up?" But that is after the fact. And actually, that friend on the internet, I think it was his roommate actually. His friend actually got that message and then ended up working with the FBI, handed that information over to the FBI. That's what I was reading today. So the friend, the roommate, actually worked with the authorities as well. I'm gonna keep reading this here. The big picture is pretty clear. This is someone who hated Charlie Kirk.
The big picture here and what you take from what appears to be this shooter's motive.
Yeah, well, with the big picture, I think is pretty clear. This is someone who hated Charlie Kirk and hated his message and hated what he was doing, and decided to use political violence to end his life. And that is, as I said earlier, that's not just an attack on Charlie Kirk, which is devastating, and our hearts are broken for him, for his family. I've had a chance to talk to his parents. Just devastating. But it's the reason you're spending so much time on this, the reason every media outlet is spending so much time on this, the reason I'm talking to you about this is that this is an assault on not just him, but on all of us. It is an assault on the very fabric of our country, of our democratic republic, of our ability to speak freely. And we cannot take that lightly. It is the most serious abdication of our responsibility as citizens that exists, and we have to snuff it out.
Yeah. I mean, we have here on this show, we've talked about this a lot. This country is built on the notion that we should be able to share our beliefs and our ideology and our we have all different types of spirituality and religions in this country and different political beliefs. And we should be able to express those things without fear of being shot in cold blood in public in the neck and killed, publicly executed at the hands of a violent radical. That's how this country should operate. These days, that's not how it is. These days, conservative Americans, generally speaking, are being gunned down for expressing their beliefs. The president of the United States, at the time, the leading presidential candidate, Donald Trump, was shot and almost died, almost lost his life on the campaign trail at Butler, Pennsylvania. These days, every day you send your beautiful little Christian child to your Christian private school, you've got to worry about some mentally ill transgender shooter bringing a gun and shooting up the Christian school. That specifically has happened time and time again, like numerous times. In fact, that exact situation happened 2 days ago. 2 days ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to find this TP USA broadcast here. Where is this? Turning Point USA. Do they have a live broadcast open? Maybe I need to find this on Twitter here. Let me go ahead and try to find the live broadcast here, folks. Thank you for bearing with me here. Erika Kirk is going to come out and talk to us any minute now in the next couple minutes. I'm trying to get a hold of the live show. I do not see TPUSA live feed. Is this what I'm looking for? 7 minutes. Well, I'll tell you what. I actually don't see them live anywhere. I'm on their Twitter page. They are not live. I'm on their YouTube page. Oh, I see. Okay, they have an upcoming broadcast. Okay, I see this. Okay. Never mind. False alarm. So this is I'll tell you what, folks. This is going to be a very difficult broadcast to watch. Once again, that is for anybody in the audience here that has a heart or any ounce or shred of empathy, that has a soul that is not corrupted by demons. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, we're gonna listen to this recent widow who just lost her husband, a young couple with 2 young, beautiful kids. Gonna come out here. And I have to say, I'm taking a look at my YouTube at the live chat here for a minute. We're having some of these people enter the live broadcast. Before I start banning people and silencing people and shutting people down, because we're not going to tolerate this type of rhetoric, this type of behavior, but we've got some of these people in the chat. Those of you that are celebrating this bloodshed, this political violence, those of you that are celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, you really are evil. You are evil. I pray that you are able to get your life back on track and recover your soul and your spirit and get your head out of this evil, terrible place that you have found yourself. Sincerely, this is just a terrible, evil thing. This is an evil thing that you are celebrating. The broadcast is now live. They're gonna do this any minute now. They are, but celebrating the political assassination of a young father leaving 2 children behind. It's hard to think of many things worse than that. I don't know, maybe there are, but it's tough. It really is a terrible thing. And so, preemptively, I suppose we need to give Erika Kirk a round of applause. I mean, God forbid, hell, imagine being in her position. You are 2 days out from your husband being assassinated, and you put together the courage to come on out and address everybody, and address the nation, and address everybody that has been, giving her their thoughts and prayers. So it's going to be a crazy broadcast today. It's going to be a real rough one to watch, but I think it is important that we watch it nonetheless. I think it is important to see this. I think so. There's another one. We have this person in the live chat that says, "Bro, all of you people are so stupid. We are stupid for condemning political violence. We are stupid for mourning the loss of someone that was senselessly gunned down in front of his own 3-year-old daughter. We are stupid for being somber in the wake of this unnecessary bloodshed. You know what? I'd rather be stupid. If that makes me stupid, I'd rather be stupid than evil. You are evil. I'd rather be stupid than evil if we're going to be throwing words around." Once again, I just have such a hard time fathoming how some of these people became the way that they are. These are our fellow humans. They have a life. They grew up. They had a family. They were children. They were innocent at one point, and here they are in their adult life, celebrating another human's senseless and needless death. It's evil. I have a hard time even fathoming how somebody gets there. What series of events in their life has led them there? I have a hard time even beginning to understand. Well, we have a moment here. I'm going to take a look at some of these super chats. This is Ian Dar. Ian Dar, thank you. He says, "Charlie is with Christ now. Even for the assassin, if they repent of their sin and turn to Christ, acknowledging what Christ did for them on the cross as their Lord and Savior, anyone can be saved." You know what? We are lucky that Christ is much more forgiving than me. Let's put it that way. And we all know that's true. Christ, God, is a much more forgiving being than I am. I'll admit that. I can admit that much. We know that's true. Respawn, thank you, and thank you. I appreciate that. Respawn says, "I believe Tyler's execution should be publicly live streamed, allowing adults to tune in if they want to watch within 2 weeks of sentencing." There's a big part of me that thinks this should be public also. There's a big part of me that agrees here. Thank you. Maybe I'm Trolling says, thank you for the super chat. He says, "Thank you for covering in the last couple days. It helped me cope with the horrible tragedy. Rest in peace." I think there is something big to be said for just coming together and kind of getting through this together. There's something therapeutic about you're right. There's something therapeutic about being here, all of us together. In fact, I was saying yesterday afternoon that if there is any positive or any silver lining, any ounce of good that can be extracted from this overwhelmingly terrible and evil situation, it is that the death of Charlie Kirk really has brought a lot of people together. That much can be said. And it is hard to find good amongst all this evil, but I think there is a little tiny shred there. But man, it's tough to focus on that right now. I appreciate that. Shooter was radicalized by the same Discord server as the kid in Butler. I don't think we know that. It's the very same Discord server. I don't know about that. I haven't seen that. I don't know. Listen, you know what though? Okay, on that note, I'll tell you, listen, if you have a young kid, a teenager, younger than that, you really need to keep an eye on the type of communities, the type of people your children are hanging out with online. I saw something terrible. There's a video game, it's called Roblox. Roblox is the single most popular video game in the world, and it is specifically popular with young kids, ages like 5 to 12. It's a game for young kids predominantly. I was scrolling through Twitter yesterday, and I saw people on Roblox reenacting the assassination of Charlie Kirk. They were role-playing through the event as if it was a joke. And this is a game for kids. This is a game, if you're not a parent, or if you are a parent and you're not keeping close tabs on what your child is doing and seeing what they're doing. Hey, listen, what are you doing on the computer over there, son? They might be involving themselves in people like this, with people like this, in communities like that. This is a reminder to the parents out there, grandparents, if you're taking care of your grandkids, you need to keep an eye on what those kids are up to, because it is so easy to stumble down some of these dark and evil rabbit holes on the internet these days. This is Bubby. I want to say thank you, Bubby. That's a big super chat. Thank you very much. Good evening. He says, thank you for doing this, Matt. This is going to tear me apart, but I have to do this. Yeah, I don't know. There might be a moment where I have to flip off my webcam or something here, and I don't know. This is I'm with you. I'm expecting this to be a tough one. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is Martin D. Turner. I'm not sure what this means. Illegitimi non carborundum. That sounds like a Harry Potter spell. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that super chat. I don't speak Harry Potter. This is Travel Buds. Thank you, Matt. God bless. Back at you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right now, folks, Erika Kirk is going to be making her appearance any minute. They're got to be doing their last minute preparations here. Literally any second they're going to be coming out. We are watching the live feed. They're going to be coming out. She is going to be coming out any minute now. I'm not sure if the kids are going to be there. I don't know. I don't know. What church did Charlie go to? I'm not a Christian, but I want to pay my respects. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I know he is a Protestant. He's an American Protestant. I don't know what denomination. Maybe somebody in the live chat here knows, but I'm not super confident in answering that. I just don't know. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm from England, and I'm sad for Erika. Julie, I'll tell you what, I think this is, I've been seeing comments. I'm from Sweden, England, New Zealand, Australia, people all over. I think this has brought people together. And you know what, I've said this, I say this all the time, is that a lot of the issues you have in the United Kingdom or on the European mainland or in Australia, Canada, a lot of the issues you guys have over there are similar or the same to the issues that we have here. We're kind of on the same side, the forces of good versus the forces of evil. The same problems, the same issues that are plaguing you guys over there in Europe. A lot of the same problems we have over here. And like I said earlier, you know, a situation like this kind of brings a lot of us together. Now we have another one. I see this from Chris. He says, we're only human. So this live broadcast is muted on their end. I can't do anything about this one yet. It looks like they are in the TPUSA Charlie Kirk studio, though. Looks familiar to me. This is I believe, where Charlie Kirk used to sit himself here. Now, by the way, forewarning, I have no idea how long Erika Kirk is going to talk to us. It could be 2 minutes. It could just be a real quick 2 minutes. Or it could be a half hour. I don't know. I have no idea. Before some of these super chats drop off of the radar here, I want to quickly say real quick, Chris, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Martin D. Turner says, federally defund every university with a known Antifa organization. I think guys, we are at the point. Antifa needs to be labeled, categorized, designated as a domestic terrorist organization. Antifa, and we've had enough. We've had enough bloodshed. We've had enough damage. We've had enough civil damage, property damage, buildings being burned down, government property being destroyed, national monuments being destroyed, spray painted, defaced. Americans dying, Americans losing their lives at the hands of these people. Yeah, no, they are a domestic terror organization, and they need to be labeled as such. Now, I think, probably one of the big issues with that, and this might be why President Trump has not made that designation yet, is that Antifa, as far as I understand, is a very decentralized movement. I don't know if they have a leader. I don't know if they have numerous leaders. I don't know. I don't know if there is a Portland, Oregon Antifa leader. I don't know how organized they are. If they have leaders at all, I don't know. I don't know how they spread their information. I don't know how they coordinate. I don't know. But regardless, something has to be done to stop this political violence. This is the Gray Horse. Thank you very much. I see this one. It says, I hated God for my own losses, but I prayed for Charlie's soul and his family's comfort. I wept and felt compelled to give my heart back to God, even in death. Charlie matters. Rest in heaven. I don't think I'm the only one noticing this. I think the death of Charlie Kirk has put a lot of people on a more godly path. Have you noticed the same thing? I think like I said a moment ago, the death, the untimely, the unfortunate, the unnecessary death of Charlie Kirk, I think has put a lot of people on the path towards seeking a closer relationship with God. I think that is the case. I've seen that. I think maybe all of us have even felt that personally a little bit to varying degrees. I think so. I think so. This is Valor View News. Thank you very much. Hey, it's hard to compare anyone to Christ. That being said, it is a Christ-like situation. Christ died on the cross, and you know what happened? Thus sprang out of his sacrifice, of his death, Christianity, an entire religion, an entire movement. And you're seeing something loosely similar with the death of Charlie Kirk, is that, in the aftermath of this, more people are pursuing God in kind of a similar way. Now, right now look at this. 81,000 people. 81, that's a hell of a lot of people. 81,000 people are tuning into this broadcast. So any minute, Erika Kirk is going to come on out here. And, we don't know exactly what she's going to say or how long, she's going to be saying it. But we're going to be here for the entire thing.
Jesus.
Need to reload this. I apologize.
Jesus. Good evening. My name is Erika Kirk. Charlie Kirk is my husband. I first want to thank the local, state, and federal law enforcement who worked tirelessly to capture my husband's assassin so that he can be brought to justice. I want to thank the first responders who struggled heroically to save Charles's life, and the police who acted bravely to make sure that there were no other victims on that terrible afternoon. I want to thank the officers who have protected our Turning Point USA family these past 2 days. And I want to thank the Turning Point USA board, the COO, Justin Strife, and my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy, for all their work in these terrible days to be the stability for our family and for the wider Turning Point USA family as well. My heart is with every one of my husband's employees who lost a friend and a mentor. I want to thank the staffers of his amazing Charlie Kirk show, who helped him broadcast from this studio, this chair. Every day he loved it. He loved what he did. I want to thank the millions of people who have shown their love for Charlie here in Phoenix, across America, and worldwide. I want to thank my husband's dear friend, Vice President Vance, and his phenomenal wife, Usha, for their love and support. You guys honored my husband so well, bringing him home. You both are tremendous. I want to thank President Trump and his incredible family for the same. Mr. President, my husband loved you. And he knew that you loved him too. He did. Your friendship was amazing. You supported him so well, as did he for you. 2 days ago, my husband, Charlie, went to see the face of his Savior and his God. Charlie always said that when he was gone, he wanted to be remembered for his courage and for his faith. And one of the final conversations that he had on this earth, my husband witnessed for his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Now and for all eternity, he will stand at his Savior's side, wearing the glorious crown of a martyr. Charlie loved life. He loved his life. He loved America. He loved nature, which helped him always bring him closer to God. He loved the Chicago Cubs. And my goodness, did he love the Oregon Ducks. Want me to say go Ducks, so I have to since they play on Saturday. So go Ducks. But most of all, Charlie loved his children, and he loved me with all of his heart, and I knew that. Every day I knew that. He made sure I knew that every day. Every day he would ask me, how can I serve you better? How can I be a better husband? How can I be a better father? Every day. Every day. Such a good man. He still is a good man. He was the perfect father. He was the perfect husband. Charlie always believed that God's design for marriage and the family was absolutely amazing, and it is. It is, and it was the greatest joy of his life. And over, he would tell all these young people to come and find their future spouse, become wives and husbands and parents. And the reason why is because he wanted you all to experience what he had and still has. He wanted everyone to bring heaven into this earth through love and joy that comes from raising a family. It's beautiful. Charlie always said that if he ever ran for office, I know a lot of you asked if he ever was going to, but privately he told me if he ever did run for office that his top priority would be to revive the American family. That was his priority. One of Charlie's favorite Bible verses was Ephesians 5, verse 25. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. My husband laid down his life for me, for our nation, for our children. He showed the ultimate and true covenantal love. I will never, ever have the words to describe the loss that I feel in my heart. I honestly have no idea what any of this means. I know that God does, but I don't. But Charlie, baby, I know you do too. I know you do. So does our Lord. And our world is filled with evil. But our God, you guys, our God is so good. He's so incredibly good. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. Already I have seen the worldwide outpouring of love for my husband. I've heard the testimonies from people my husband inspired to get married, to start families, to seek out a relationship with God. It's the most important one of all. The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love. But they should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country. In this world, you have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die. All of us will refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it. It will become stronger, bolder, louder, and greater than ever. My husband's mission will not end, not even for a moment. And one of Charlie's greatest talents was his ability, this phenomenal ability to choose great people to follow him. He could always find the ones who could handle any setback. And it's almost like he knew. He could see it in you. Even when you couldn't see it in yourself, he just knew. He knew you could handle it. You thought you only had 5% left, and he knew you had 15. He knew you were ready to go that extra mile even when you didn't. He always challenged people around him to work harder and to be better. He never gave up. And I love knowing that one of his mottos was never surrender. So I want to tell you that we'll never surrender. We never will. Ever. Ever. Our campus tour this fall will continue. There will be even more tours in the years to come. America Fest here in Phoenix this December will go on. It will be greater than ever. The radio and podcast show that he was so proud of will go on. And in a world filled with chaos, doubt, and uncertainty, my husband's voice will remain. And it will ring out louder and more clearly than ever. And his wisdom will endure. My favorite too, but my husband's favorite word in the English language was earn. He would call all of you to be people of action who earn the future America deserves. So to all of the young people who felt inspired by my husband's faith and hard work, all of you already know what Charlie would want you to do. You know. You know. If you're in high school or if you're in college, go find your local Turning Point USA chapter. Join it. Stay involved. He wants you to make a difference. And you can. You can. The movement's not going anywhere, and it will only grow stronger when you join it. If there isn't a chapter, you can't find one, then start one. There is no excuse. You can start one. And as my husband used to say in this room, every single day, if you want to get involved, the best way you can do that is going to tpusa.com. That's what he would say every day from this chair. Every single day. I watched his show every day, and he would always say, if you want to get involved, go to tpusa.com. If you're a pastor, join our movement at TPUSA Faith. And if you're a parent, I highly recommend that you come to America Fest in December. Sign up right now for that because we would love to see you. I would love to see you. Charlie would. He'll be there. He'll be there in spirit. Bring your kids, bring your family. But most important of all, if you aren't a member of a church, I beg you to join one. A Bible-believing church. Our battle is not simply a political one. Above all, it is spiritual. It is spiritual. The spiritual warfare is palpable. Charlie loved his Savior with all of his heart, and he wanted every one of you to know him too. He wanted everyone to know that if they confess the Lord Jesus Christ who rose from the dead, then they will be saved. Hear me when I say this, nobody is ever too young to know the gospel. Nobody. Nobody is ever too young to get involved with saving this beautiful country. This country my husband loved and still loves. And nobody is ever too old either. There's no age limit. I know my husband is still here. He's watching over us. I don't remember the last time I slept. I couldn't sleep last night. And Charlie, baby. Charlie, I promise I will never let your legacy die, baby. I won't. I promise I'll make Turning Point USA the biggest thing that this nation has ever seen. I promise. Charlie, I love you. I love you, baby. Rest in the arms of our Lord as he blankets you with the words I know your heart always strived to hear. Well done, my good and faithful servant. When I got home last night, Gigi, our daughter, just ran into my arms. And I talked to her and she said, Mommy, I missed you. I said, I miss you too, baby. She goes, where's Daddy? What do you tell a 3-year-old? She's 3. I said, baby, Daddy loves you so much. Don't you worry. He's on a work trip with Jesus, so he can afford your blueberry budget. And my goodness, am I so humbled to witness Charlie, you alongside Jesus right now, doing what you always want to do. baby. Making heaven crowded, right? That's what it's all about. Making heaven crowded. I can't wait to see you again one day. Thank you all again who love my husband, who supported him, who wrote him an email every single day during his radio show. He read all of them. All of them. God bless you all. And may God bless America.
That was a pretty powerful speech there. How do you follow that up? How do you follow that up? I mean, this is the only way that evil loses, is if good stands up and goes toe to toe and triumphs. Good must triumph over evil. And I think really that was one of the big fundamental messages of her speech, was that now is not the time to lose hope. Now is not the time to give up. Now is not the time to become a worse version of yourself. Now is the time to become the best version of yourself. Now is the time to stand up and stop tolerating evil. She said specifically, this is spiritual warfare. She said, this is the time to stop tolerating evil. It is evil that took her husband's life 2 days ago. It is evil that robbed that 1-year-old boy and 3-year-old girl. It is evil that robbed his children, his 1-year-old son and 3-year-old daughter, of their father 2 days ago. It is evil that we have seen over the last 48 hours all over social media, celebrating and rejoicing in the pain and suffering of the Kirk family and the death of Charlie Kirk himself. And not just that, but calling for more death and more violence and more political assassinations. We've seen that left and right, up and down, all over the place. And the message is this. This is right from Charlie Kirk's wife's mouth, Erika Kirk herself. She says, now is the time to stop giving into evil. Now is the time to combat evil. Now is the time to rebuke evil and become the best version of yourself. And I think that's a pretty good message. And I think what she said today, I think that took a lot of courage. I don't know, like I said, put yourself in her shoes. You've lost your husband or your wife less than 2 days ago. And so to get up and give a speech like that and spread a message of positivity like that, I think that's a pretty powerful thing. I think it is. I think you have to respect that. That's a woman of God. I think it's fair to say that. I think it's fair to say that is a woman of God. I think so. And it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch. But I think it's one of those things that we all kind of had to watch. Tough to watch, but you had to watch it. Yeah. I'm hearing that the TPUSA website is getting flooded and that the website crashed. All right, let's take a look at that. This is the TPUSA website. I'm going to try to reload the website here. Reloading. Yeah, well, folks, it would appear as if the website is not loading. It seems like the website has just totally imploded. You can't even reload the homepage. Can't do any. Oh, no. Can I go to the homepage? So the website has. Okay, we are finally able to load something. This website is overheating. This website is overloading. Somebody's got to go check on the hamsters in the back room. But really, this is just testament to how powerful that message was. DDoS, no. It's not. No. It's not a DDoS. It's people that are motivated by the message that she just sent. It's not a DDoS. A DDoS simulates real traffic. It overloads a website with fake traffic simulating real traffic. This is not fake traffic to the website, folks. This is real traffic. The reason why the website is lagging out and overloading is because there is an overwhelming volume of real traffic that just got done listening to Erika Kirk's speech, and they said, all right, I'm going to go take a look at this website. All right, I'm going to go join a chapter. I'm going to go whatever. It's real traffic. And good. And good. I'm going to take a look at these super chats here. I want to see what some of you folks had to say about this. You know, I think pretty much everybody here behaved. At one point, we had 15,000 people, and I only had to time out 3 people. We had 3 people out of 15,000 that were being terrible people in the live chat. I only had to find 3 of you guys, so everybody did a good job. That was great. Really, you need to take note of the people here that are seizing this opportunity to spread hate and vile, disgusting rhetoric. Those people, you can't. These are just corrupted people. But maybe we need to talk about them a little bit less. Predominantly good people, mostly good people in this world and in this community right now. This is Rosa. Rosa, they are meant $50 super chat, she said, and this is why, if I can, I try to support those speaking out in a platform against the evil, such as yourself. Thank you. We all must do what we can, and if we don't, then we're not living up to our God-given potential. Different people have different capabilities. They've got different trajectories in life, but you have to do whatever you can. Not everybody is destined to be a podcaster in the same way that not everybody is destined to be a police officer or a welder or a construction worker, but you need to try to be the best you can at whatever it is you were destined to do. And we all have a part, and all of our parts are equally as important. That's how I feel. It's all part of the bigger picture, so thank you. Thank you, Rosa. Thank you very much. I see this super chat. It says, God bless America, stay strong and united. This is my prayer for you, American brothers and sisters. I love you all. All the way down from Brazil. Greetings from America all the way down to Brazil. Thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. I think it is, you know, honestly, I was not going to do a broadcast tonight, and then I saw that Erika here decided she was going to give this statement, and I said, yeah, this is something that we need to watch together. We gotta. So I put together a show real quick. But this was an important message. I think this is a message that we all needed to hear, and so I'm very happy that I decided to go live and do this, and I'm happy that you guys all decided to show up here and bless me with your company. I appreciate that. This is Andrew Fay. Ever wonder why Marxist justice skips rules? Marxism sees laws as rich folks' tools to crush workers and capitalism. Real social justice, classless world. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Andrew Fay. Thank you very much. Mind blocked. Thank you. With some euros all the way from Europe. And he says, her strength is unmatched. Strong. Hey. There's different types of strength, and I think that woman right there has a type of strength that maybe I don't even have. Can't deny that. You can't take that away from her. That's a strong woman. No doubt about that. I can only imagine how difficult that must have been. Terry, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank everybody here. Please play the White House video tribute to Charlie Kirk post today. Yeah, you know what? I saw that on Twitter. How about once I'm done with these super chats, how about we play that video? That's a good idea. Thank you, Mike. That's a great idea. It's a pretty good idea. And that's the same one there. This is from Matt. Nice name. Excellent name. Fox is reporting a George Washington University official posted online that it's fair that Charlie Kirk was assassinated and no thoughts, no prayers. We have seen 10 billion instances of this, these absolutely unhinged far-left radicals all over social media that are just taking this opportunity, taking this tragedy as an opportunity to be as evil and terrible publicly and outwardly as they possibly can. We've seen a lot of that evil. There's been more good, there's been more righteousness, but I mean, listen, we need to acknowledge this evil as it pops up, because if we ever want to defeat it and stop it and put an end to it, it must be acknowledged and it must be recognized. I don't enjoy talking about this stuff. I don't want to talk about this terrible behavior. I know none of you guys do. I don't want to talk about this evil stuff, this evil rhetoric all over the internet over the last 2 days. But if we want it to come to an end, if we want to actually combat it and emerge victorious over it, you need to know what it is. You need to see it. You need to bear witness to it. That's my thought, at least. So I appreciate these super chats. I appreciate that. I really do. So it's on the official White House page. I'm going to try to find that here. Yeah, this is it. This is it here. Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to full screen this. This was posted by the White House, put together by the Trump administration. We'll take a look at this here. It's a short little video, 1 minute long.
In America, is it possible to say, you know what, I don't like the way the country is going, and to do something about it? Take that risk. Take that leap of faith. Stay involved. Trust God and act obediently. Romans 12:2 verse. That God will use all things for good for those who love him. It's bigger than you. I want you to remember that. It is bigger than you. It's bigger than me. You are here to make somebody else's life better, the pursuit of liberty and freedom. You know what gives me strength? The hundreds of thousands of you that say, Charlie, keep going.
1 Corinthians 5 and 15. So that's all pretty amazing evidence, not just intra-biblical evidence, but extra-biblical evidence that Jesus Christ was a real person. He lived a perfect life. He was crucified, died, and rose on the third day, and he is Lord and God of all.
Lovely, lovely video put out by the White House there. Very kind, very nice. I am going to wrap up the show here in a minute. We have one more giant super chat. Jennifer Jaros, $50. Thank you very much. This will be the final super chat of the day. Thank you very much. She says, "United we stand. God is with us. Stay strong." Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that one. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. K. Thomas, thanks for the coverage. I only watch news from podcasters like you. Hope legacy media is taken down. I think a big portion of our audience here is not you guys. You guys are not the biggest fans of legacy media. I get the impression you guys are not the biggest fans of legacy media. But you know what? It's people on the internet. I mean, you guys are redefining the landscape. All of us are, I suppose, tuning into people like Charlie Kirk. Tuning into this broadcast, I suppose. We're living in a new age. It's a new era. A new age and a new era. That's what we're living in. And of course, we wish that Charlie Kirk was we wish that he was here with us. But as Erika Kirk tonight said, we're just getting going. So I want to say thank you all very much for tuning in today. I'm going to wrap it up. This is going to be a wrap for the night. Tomorrow I will be back. Saturday, we're going to be back on the normal schedule. I think I'm going to stop doing these insane 12-hour long days. So tomorrow we're going to be back on kind of the normal show. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I appreciate it, everybody. Make sure to follow, subscribe, do it all. Stay in the loop. Here's the Twitter page for all the updates, everything that's going on. There's a link to the Twitter page. Thank you. I just want to say personally, really, I think for me personally, going live and talking to you guys, it is kind of a therapeutic thing for me. I really enjoy doing this. It's kind of nice. You know, I could have spent the last 3 days editing videos by myself in a dark room. I said, we got to go live. I need some humanity. I need to be talking to other people. I need some humanity. I need to hear what you guys have to say about this really difficult situation. And so, you know, I just want to say on a personal human level, thank you guys for tuning in so much and being here over the last couple days. It means a lot to me. It's helped me a lot. So thank you, folks. I am out of here. We're going to be back tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Have a good night, have a good morning, and we'll do something tomorrow afternoon. So thank you, folks. We are wrapping it up. Everybody have a good night.